Wait, that one. Okay. They're so called. We're going to use both, actually. Correct, see it. That's okay. We're wrestling with our technology. We're not trying to exploit you. But if you want to use this one, just make a bio part of it. Okay. And then once we have that, we're going to send. Where do you go? Should be open for about likes. Let's test that out. Testing, can you hear me okay? Yeah, so the closer you get, the louder it gets.
How's this? Can we get a
Yeah,
better?
much better.
Oh, one saying no.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, sure.
Fire away.
We're gonna shoot us out.
Okay.
What do I?
So right there.
Okay, it's set.
Well, welcome everybody. My name is Deb Starwalker Peterson. I live in Green Valley, and I'm going to do a presentation. You hear about the Ohio Mound Builder sites, and at the last part, a little bit of on the cryptoids, and about in Ohio connecting with the ET galactic hybrids giants that were there. And here's sort of my bio. I have a scientific, and an academic background. I've been an engineer and a scientist. But the last half, I wound up getting into spirituality metaphysics. And so I am a light worker, a starseed, definitely a starseed, and a walk-in.
We want to get nice and close.
And a contactee,
Right.
an ET contactee.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I work and teach people about ascension and light body work, and also how to be an interdimensional gatekeeper. And I'm a shaman. Also do have a drum circle down south that is very powerful. We shift dimensions. And I'm a metaphysical teacher in Green Valley and have the largest amount of metaphysical groups and classes in the whole area. I was sent there about 5 years ago from guidance to be there and to activate the area and create 6 portals in the Tucson-Green Valley area. And that because this place is destined to be a city of light, the whole area from Tucson to Green Valley. And that's why the portals were created, and that's what I do. So that's a little bit of the information about who I am. And I have a lot of material to go through, so I ask you to please hold your questions until the appropriate time that I say it's okay to do questions, so I can get through everything that I'm presenting. And also that what I'm presenting is my perspective and my experiences directly with these beings and these experiences. And I ask you, if something does not resonate with you, that's fine. Take what works with you and leave the rest. But I will not argue or debate on anything. If your perspective is different than mine, I don't have time for that. I'm just going to present what I have, and we'll have questions near the end with that. So here we go. I like to start out with Nikola Tesla, because he is such a great scientist and a metaphysician. And he always talked about energy, frequency, and vibration, which is very true, because all the work that I do is based on energy, frequency, and vibration. And even Einstein agreed with this. And all matter is essentially energy. And when you get into metaphysics, you really understand that is very true. And so paranormal phenomena really exists on that level also. So when we come to it from that aspect, we're able to tap in deeper because we are on the same vibration. So like I say, the old paradigm is, especially the scientists say, well, I got to see it to believe it. And I would say the new paradigm is you believe it and you may see it. Totally different. Yeah. Yes. So basically science, and especially quantum physics, has proven, again, that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And that, the instruments they have cannot fully detect the subtle energies. Really, as humans, we have that capacity to be able to detect these these vibrations, and to really tap into the non-physical, which I think is an amazing, fun world to be in. And that's why, paranormal phenomena is basically the supernatural, you can call it. I like to say it's what ancient indigenous people already knew. I mean, you go down to the, South America and the jungles, the ancient shamans, they knew this stuff already. And then quantum physics has finally came around and they go, oh, we can collaborate with they're telling us. I'm like, yeah. So it's like finally science is catching up, waking up to that. And I could say also that because when we connect with the higher vibrations, we are able to tap in much deeper. Here's an interesting, okay, here's a great chart that shows the similarities between metaphysics and quantum physics. And you see, metaphysics deals with beyond the subatomic, yet quantum physics deals with the science of the subatomic. And this shows that when you boil it down, both have similar concepts of energy, frequency, vibration, and both, when you go down here, you see they're based on energy, frequency, and vibration. Like I say, so finally, science is waking up enough through quantum physics to verify metaphysical stuff and basically ancient indigenous stuff that they already were smart enough to know everything like this. So, the Ohio Mound Builders. I was sent there in 2 summers ago for summer solstice, for the fall equinox. And these are the Ohio Mound Builder sites. How many people have heard about the Ohio Mound Builder sites? Great. They're an awesome place to go. They got over 70 mounds and about 2,000 years old. And they are very complex, highly evolved earthwork sites and sacred geometries. They're just absolutely amazing. And they're being put on the sacred areas to go to. And they showed that these astronomical alignments were so precise using with the sun and the moon. And so these weren't like just, how do you say, people that, just had basic rudiments. And I will get to why I think they had a lot of help from above to help with this, and places of ceremony. So in 2016, I was also sent to go down there. And when I was down there, at most of the same sites I was at, I connected with, I'll say the word galactics. I don't like to call them ETs. I call them galactics, so I'll say that from now on. And I went there and was connecting with them. And as I was going directed to the sites, I was working with these small little grays that were really good beings. I mean, I only work with beings of the light, and would go up to their ships. And one day they gave me 2 little discs, gold discs that would fit in my palm of my hand, and it had this hieroglyphic type writing on them. And they said, we'll show you when you need to use them. So the first time I was going to one of the sites, and I went through a town that had no energy. I had never experienced that, none. And I go, well, this is weird, and went to just outside there to a bridge, a small bridge, and they said, okay, throw the first disc into the river and it will fix it. And then when I was back there last fall, I went to the same place and checked out the energy. It was high galactic energy, and it was fixed. It was so nice. So I say, and then the second disc, when I was there in 2016 at Serpent Mound, I was asked to throw that into what they call the egg, the head of the Serpent Mound, and that was going to do an activation. So in this last fall, I went to sites and wound up doing sort of a little bit different mission, because a lot of it, I was interacting this time doing ceremony with the ancient priests that were at the sites. Because I can see these beings, I can see, feel, communicate, and sometimes they even merge into my energy field. And so they were saying, do ceremony with us. And I did, and there were many different types of galactic beings that I would see, feel, and communicate with. And I met the ET human hybrids, which I never even heard of before. So I came in, just blank, and this is really what happened. It's the truth. And so I was upgrading a lot of the sites because I work with the earth portals and the galactic grids and the earth grids. So one of the other interesting things, I remembered a lot of my past life being there and reconnected with the ancient galactic self that was also there. This is the first place. It's called Fort Ancient. And at this place, I interacted with galactics and the ancient priests. And the night before, then, where we was going to go there, I kept hearing through the night, "Come connect with us. Come connect with us." And I just kept hearing and go, "Oh boy, something's up." And so get there, and I can see these priests waiting, and these galactic beings. They're Pleiadians, and they said, "Okay, I'm glad you're here," because at this place here, wound up doing a ceremony with them, because I could see them. They're like, meeting you. But I say seeing, it's like energetically seeing, because I was in a higher vibration. And so it was even beyond the physical, but can still see them. And I had a friend with me that she was able to see the same thing. And we were communicating. So, I'm not making this up, because I've had many people that are with me and they can verify it if they're on the high enough vibrational level to be able to do this. And they were. So this was a great site that we upgraded, the site energies. That's what they need, is boots on the ground to do this work. It's like they have a lot of power, energy, and the information, but they need us to go and bring it on the planet and anchor it in. And at Serpent Mound, which is the largest serpent effigy mound, interesting, that's located in a 4-mile area of an ancient asteroid crater that is very special. And it's, if you want to write down the title of this short video, it talks about the mound, because I think we didn't get the internet set up, so I won't be able to play it, but just a 1-minute little thing if you search that. Didn't I? Okay. Say in 2016, when I was there, that it was interesting when I put my hand, the mounds are only about this high, and shaped like this, and, undulate like that. And I would put my hand on the mounds, and I could feel like a serpent moving underneath them, under the grass. I could feel movement. And since being a shaman, I asked about what the site was used for, and I was told it was an ancient shamanic training ground, which was interesting. And I was told that, I saw one of the beings being trained by a shaman there from way back, because at these sites, you can go through time and space. Like you can go back in time to a long time ago, but being in the same space. And that's why it's very interesting. And again, in 2024, I had direct contact with these other galactics, because there was me and 2 other ladies that were like me, can see, feel, and work with the same kind of energy, the same vibration. And we get there, and I sit down and I look over, and I see this tall lady in white, and then beside her was probably an 8-foot tall, it looked like a human, but was really tall, but also looked like galactic. And I asked, what is this? And this is the first time I was introduced to the human galactic hybrid, that they interbred, and they had these beings there that were helping them with the human priests to create the sites and do sacred ceremony to help the earth. And that's the main message I really got from this trip, is, the anthropologists, wonder, like, how did those people that were so, quote, primitive know how to build all this wonderful stuff? And it's like, they had help from these galactics and the galactic hybrids. And that's what I really figured out from this trip. And so, but you can't tell the archaeologists. I went and sort of said that to the visitor center there, and the lady looked at me like, you're nuts. I go, yeah, that's over your head, so never mind. But also, I was told by those beings that the hybrids were usually between 7 to 8 foot tall and maybe taller. And then after we were done visiting there, went in the museum, and they had a picture of a skeleton that was taken from a burial site really close to that serpent mound. and they said there was a 7-foot being there. And I had never researched it, nothing. That was new information direct from the Galactics that they told me, and it was sort of verified by the museum of what they had the picture, in the museum. So this is some pictures taken at the site. Is that there were also, as we were walking around, that I saw 2 small, like UFO craft, and they were maybe the size, a little bigger than that table, and they were interspersed between the rings of the coils of the Serpent Mound. And basically they said, oh yeah, we used to always visit here, and we still do. And so, they were familiar with it, and it's the first time I had seen them. And then as the other ladies were talking to these beings, I wound up going ahead. And as I'm walking up, getting close to the head of the serpent, I felt an energy line, like just an energy line. And I go, whoa, because I can feel it. My body's like a dowsing tool. And I felt it. And I asked, what is this? And they said it was a powerful energy line that was there. The vibration is still there, but what it was used for was taken away. And I could see it. And then when my other 2 friends came up, they could also see and feel this line. And then later when I got back home, found a video of some scientists that used this instrumentation. They would go along, and they just happened to find near the head of the serpent a coral that was there but was taken down, was erased. And that just verified what I was able to see by myself, and the psychic ability to verify what the scientists had found. But of course, again, I couldn't share it with the museum or the archaeologists. It's a shame. It's really a shame that happened. And so then basically when we got to the head of the serpent, I was told to where I before had placed the second solar disc, which had like basically ET writing on it. It looked like hieroglyphics, that I had brought some sacred sand. And they said, put that sand now into that egg at the head of it. And I did. And as soon as that happened, I saw this serpent come up from the ground, and it came white and just, came up in front. And then it said, basically, you have activated and released me. And I saw it flying off, and it said it was going to many places around the world to activate other portals. And so that's what happened at that place. So those are some of the pictures about that. And this is the YouTube of what I found, where these scientists had found that coil. And it's sort of hard to see on the bottom, but seeing this yellow spot is where they was able to, with the instruments, pick up that there used to be a coil there, but not any longer. And that's where I had seen it and felt it myself. So it was just confirmation. The serpent, like a snake coil, a U shape.
So that's it. Sweet.
Okay, they're aligned. They're astronomical alignments to the solstices, the equinoxes, the sun and moon. There's a lot there. I can't go into all of that, but all of these sites were aligned astronomically to special times of the year. Okay, the second place we went to was called Seep Earthworks, and this is the first time I was there. I didn't do it the last time, but you see how the geometry is so special. That is square, circles, and it's so-called primitive people built this. No, they had help. And so this was interesting that as I was walking up on this side, there was 2 trees there. And I've learned through the decades that there's always guardians that can be trees or rocks or something at the beginning guarding the sacred site. So as I come up to them, this one on this side was very friendly, very feminine, and real nice. This was like a grumpy old man. I mean, it was interesting. And I asked permission to enter the sacred site, and they said yes. So I went through there, and this was on that side. And as I'm walking on this path coming up to this mound, there were all these trees there. And I was walking along and I hear this word, hello, hi, talk to us. And these trees were very friendly and wanted just to talk to us. And so we spent some time just communicating with them. And when we turned around, when we got almost to the mound there, we looked back and they were just shimmering with silver energy. And that was so neat, that this phenomena, can happen. And what happened at the circle mound, which you've seen on the previous slide, was very high galactic energy. I mean, you could just feel it because I've learned to memorize the energy signature of galactic beings, angels, nature spirits, light beings, all different types of beings, so that when you meet them, I go, oh, I recognize your type of being. And so I recognize this as galactic energy. And then I saw this hybrid. I mean, he was about 10 foot tall, walking towards me. And his approach, he was very friendly. I'm used to these. They're very friendly, very benevolent. And basically, he said that was a very sacred ceremonial site. And then he came and he merged into my energy field. That happens a lot. And I just became him, and like I was 10 foot tall, and it felt wonderful. It always does when those beings, merge, and said that my soul, a dimensional aspect of my soul, used to be an ET hybrid, human galactic hybrid back then. And I go, that feels right. That makes sense, because it felt so good being merged with them. And then, like say, that is a very, very special site. And what was also, when he was coming back, my friend also had shifted into being like a hybrid and remembered being there. And it was interesting, and this is a very interesting multidimensional phenomena. We were at that place in our time where our human bodies were here, but yet at the same time, at that same space, we were also being our multidimensional aspect of our souls as a galactic or a hybrid. I mean, this boggles your mind. When I got back home, I was going, blah, 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 trying to understand all that. But think about it. It was such a neat experience, the first time ever, to be able to shift timelines, dimensions, and also being multiple aspects of my soul at the same time as different beings. So something to look forward to. And let's see, this was Mound City. And you can see it's sort of a rectangle. And what is interesting about that is I was connecting with galactics, angels, light beings. And in 2016, I did a lot of work there that was basically activating new energy lines connected to Mayan civilization energies. This time, I was almost on the same energy lines, but connecting it with ancient Peruvian sacred energy. So this was what, working with these energies, it's not just the United States. I mean, it was crossing many different places and different ancient sites that basically needed to be activated. Oh, and that's me at one of the sites where I was standing by a star portal. And this other one is the Hopewell Mound. And that was interesting that it is the largest mound in the area. And you see it's like a parallelogram with these mound and a D-shaped earthwork. And just another picture of it. And in 2016, when I was there, at the very back of it, I saw this huge, like a rectangular black shape that was massive and was going up infinitely into the heavens. I couldn't even see the end of it. And I asked what it was. And they said, this is galactic origin. This is what they had created there. And then in 2014, we were met by these Arcturian guides. And I said, were you the same ones back in 2016? They go, yes. And what they said was that they mostly stay at this site, but Pleiadians mostly go to the other sites. So they're just given information about that. And this one was the Newark site that was, it's all a circle. And in 2016, I was able to see myself as a human being back there, being one of the priests. I could physically just see I was a male, and I could see and I knew that I used to be there. This time when I went there, going to the entrance, I saw myself there again, and my friend also saw herself as being there in a different lifetime, being at these sites. That's why we were so energetically familiar with them, and were able to understand, what needed to be done, basically, because they were so familiar. So as I was going up, I knew to come into this area, walk this way, and go in a circle. There was a mound over here, and then come back. And as I started here, I saw one of the ancient priests walking with me. And he was a human, but he was one of the ancient priests from back in that time. As again, I was shifting time and space dimensions, being my old self, but also walking with these physical legs of Deb, but as a male human priest back then, and had another priest beside. So when we got around the corner and was coming back near the entrance, something came over me that knew, okay, you now need to activate a ring of fire around the inside perimeter. That's what I was told, and just did it. And I could physically see a ring of fire go around this whole circle here. And as soon as that happened, that being that priest that was beside me totally shapeshifted into a huge galactic human hybrid instantaneously. I was like, I could double take, like, whoa. And it was interesting. He said, this had to happen because you've been called back to re-energize the sacred circle because you used to work here back then. And so it was very neat that, I was sent back to do work that I had started and then completed this time. And then as I was done, walking back to the parking lot, there was this person that had a wolf hybrid on a leash. And wolf's one of my power animals. And it was so neat to see a wolf. To me, it felt like confirmation that is thanks, because my wolf was saying, thank you for listening to the call and doing that to be able to come back. So that was okay. Here's the octagon earthworks. This is really huge. And when I was there in 2016, I felt the trees were very, very sad. And this time they were very sad also, because at the turn of the century, this was turned into a golf course, and a private golf course. So it was like forbidden for, people to go there, and metaphysical people couldn't get in. You had to be a rich golfer and belong to that place to go. And so the trees and the land, it was very, very sad. And so it was a shame. But I found out that in January, it was finally listed and as one of the sites that is being preserved and taken back from the golf course. So it's opening up to the public going, yeah, I know. That's really good. Really good. And again, that's another picture of the octagon place. And they have a place where humans can look and peek over into the golf course amongst all the mountain sites there. So that's a picture I took of that. Is that the right time? It's hard to see. What time is it? Okay.
47.
Okay, thanks. So, okay, what I want to say is some suggestions about like what I've learned that maybe would help you when you're going to sacred sites, or about these experiences, is that I was able to basically have multi-dimensional soul experiences at the same time. And has anybody ever had that? I haven't. Well, I've sort of done it before, but this was a gangbuster of experiences for doing that. But it was very interesting to be able to feel that, experience that, and know that I used to be back there as one of the priests. I used to be a hybrid, being, which it felt very familiar and felt right. And so it was really nice. I was able to shift between third, fifth dimension, and even beyond that dimension, almost at the same time and space, and being able to get this information and these understandings. And what was nice, it was an honor to work with these different priests because I felt I knew them. It was a familiarity, and they go, "We've been waiting for you." And I go, "Yeah, I'm here. Let's do ceremony." And we just did it and just knew how to do it. And so I'm saying that I just had a lot of experience with this. I basically started many decades ago, but we can all do it. And I'm going to give you some suggestions about this. And also it reminded me that, like say the anthropologists and scientists, they wonder like, how did they build these amazing sacred geometries? And from my experience back there, it was because they had help. They had these galactics, these powerful Pleiadians, Arcturians, and these hybrids that helped them. And that's what was so neat. And I'd love to be able to share that with, the science world, but, of course they wouldn't go for it. But it could say, well, how come I saw and felt that loop that was disappeared, that the scientists had to use ground penetrating equipment to find it, and I just did it with my intuition, so maybe that's a step to get there. We'll see. And because also the galactics I've been working around the Tucson-Green Valley area and other places, they are really here to help. They are here because it's time for Earth's ascension. And it's very much time, especially now. And at these portals, I've been able to see the portals open and have the ships and these galactics just communicate. Is this making a weird feedback or is it not? So, okay, good. Okay, because a lot of times, when I don't go to the evening with CE5s because to me, it's time to go beyond that. It's time rather than just look for the phenomena of a ship, now what? And I say, I don't have to be out at night with devices. I can tune in 24/7 at my house during the day and communicate with these galactics because of pure intent and asking to be of service to the ascension from Mother Earth, and have gone up to the ships, just done it. And so that's why I don't go. And I've mentioned to one CE5 group, like, once you take the next step, when you see a ship, telepathically communicate with it and ask how you can be of service. Because they will communicate with people that are serious with helping with Earth's ascension. If you're just a looky-loo, a craft, cool. It's like, they're not a game. Pardon? Steve,
What?
Stephen Greer that created that, where you go at night and look for ships and put flashlights up. It's like, I'm way beyond that. And so that's why I'm hoping to tell people it's time to go beyond that, because I do that at least 2 or 3 times a week. And, that they're ready. They're ready for us to go, go there. And and the last 2 months, the galactics have said it is really time, because the energies are right for us to start remembering our multidimensional soul aspects. Like what I experienced in Ohio, they said with an intent, like in your meditation or shamanic journey, whatever you do to go within and put it out to the universe and the galactics, help me to remember my soul aspects. And you can maybe remember yourself as a ET or an angel or a nature spirit, because we've been everything. And they said it's really time, and the energies are right for that. There's some other suggestions when you come to a sacred site, like at that one seat mound with the trees, is when I first get there, I energetically scan the environment. And I'm looking for the main entrance to it. And like that's where the trees presented themselves, and say, so you walk between them, and that's the way to officially get in there. And you always ask for permission. And that's just, you got to honor these powerful beings, and again, have a positive, good intent, and with no preconceived ideas about it. And that's fine. You've got to be in the now moment and just neutral, with being out of your left brain analytical mind. That destroys the intuition. But being in the right brain is the way to really tap into these kind of energies and have this kind of experiences. The other suggestions, basically, you ask for divine guidance to guide you the whole way. Before you start out and doing it, because you want to be connected with the highest energies possible. For example, I always ask at a site, I say, how can I be of service to this site or Mother Earth? How can I be of service to work with the galactics for ascension? And they know who I am. They know my heart. And it's basically then you just notice what shows up. Again, no preconceived notions, ideas. You just go with the flow. And it's good to practice telepathic communication. You can go out to trees, cactus, whatever, plant in the yard, and just telepathically start communication, because you're practicing then, because that's how these beings communicate. Angels do that way, the nature spirits, galactics, all of them. And so if you get used to that, then when it comes around to you, you can go, oh, yeah, hi, and just have a conversation like I would with you, but they don't have vocal cords and all that. And so practice doing telepathically, and also really give thanks to them, because they're of service to the planet and to us humans. And so it's good to honor that they're here for that. And another advanced thing, I'll just put it out there, you may or may not know about it, at really special sacred sites, I will ask the energy of the sacred site, would you like to exchange ascension energy codes with me? Meaning, every place my soul in this lifetime has been, and actually even having the old ones in my field, as I have picked up energy codes, which is like his information. And I ask, would you, the site would like to me share, and then with intent, I just share my energy and that into those codes with the site. And I ask the site, would you like to share your energy with me? And I take in other codes so I can share it in other places. So see how it's taking energy from one site and basically seeding it all around the world. I've been to Egypt, the Mayan lands, many different places, and they have that information there because I have shared with them on that. So let's see. Okay. Another thing about how to connect with these beings, besides having the positive intent, is you can't fool all these beings. Like if you have alternative motive that you want fame and fortune and to be known, to get your picture taken with them, and they can pick that up. They read that in your field. You can't BS them. And so you have to have a real pure heart, because they sense it, and they come from a pure heart. And also, this is an important concept, higher frequency beings can be in the same time and space as us, but if we're only at, I call third dimensional, which is most of humanity, if we're third dimensional, that vibration, which is kind of low, that we can't see. If an angel appeared right here, I could probably see them, but people that are not used to higher vibrational, like fourth or fifth dimensions, they won't see them. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. You get yourself to the right frequency, then you can see these beings from all different things. That's a really big thing to understand. Because one time I was in the Green Valley giving a class on Nikola Tesla, which just came to me a few times. And one of my friends that is on the same vibration as me was in the group. And as I'm talking, I stay in my three, I have to focus on what I'm doing. I'm not 5D. And so she's there and she sees Tesla walking in. And he comes and sat in one of the front chairs, and I'm focusing on my talk. And then I'm getting ready for a break of one of the videos to go on where I can go sit down. And I start to walk towards the same chair. And my friend is going, uh-oh, you're going to sit on Tesla. And just before I got there, he gets up and I sit down in the chair. And my friend said the whole time he was like shaking his head, yeah, good information. Because he was a metaphysician. He's awesome. Like I say, he's visited me a couple times and is wonderful, wonderful being. And the other thing of a very important concept is just because people cannot see or feel these beings, any of them, I'm talking about these type, does not mean they do not exist. It means the person that is trying to observe them and can't is there at a lower vibration, a different frequency. And that's why, they do exist, but you have to be at the right radio frequency to tap into them. And that's a concept because a lot of scientists go, well, I have to see it to believe it. And my comment back is, well, if I raise my vibration up high enough, I will see it. And that's true. So that's a very important concept when scientists say, prove it to me. And I go, well, you raise your vibration and you'll be able to see it. So remember that one. That's a good one. Plus, they can be right in the same room with us. And the ones who have that intuitive ability, the higher frequency, they'll be able to communicate and see them. So also these beings for many years, they will tell me it's hard for them to come down in frequency to where we're at. They're so high. I've been connected with ninth dimensional beings, and they have a hard time coming into density. And sometimes if my vibration's been a little too low, they will say, Deb, you got to raise your vibration and we'll come back. And so I go, oh, okay, I will. And then I do what I need to do, raise my vibration, and then they can easier communicate and we have conversations. So remember that. You got to have the highest vibration possible. Okay, a quick question. I'm running about out of time. Any quick question on that? The highs? Yeah.
Let's bring that. What is it? Intergalactic. What?
That's what I want to use. I like that term galactic. I don't like the word ET. It reminds me of the movie ET and the word extraterrestrial, because to me, galactic resonates better with my soul, the word.
That'd be a broader.
Well, that too. Yeah, maybe it just feels better. Yeah, it just feels better on that. Yeah.
How can we create that?
I'm going to get to that. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. So I'll go on about cryptids. That they are what animals or beings that, quote, science says may exist but hasn't been proven. And I'm going to say that's because your scientists don't have the high enough vibration to be able to see them. But you can't tell them they won't get it. So in Arizona, this is really trippy. Look at some of these cryptoids. If you want to take a picture of the slide, you're welcome to. This is really cool of Arizona cryptoids. And the ones that I'm going to be talking about is the ones that's like Bigfoot and the Thunderbirds, but these are the other ones that are there. And so I thought I would just show the slide that we've got so many, around this area. The Grand Canyon, Flagstaff, Tucson, they said they seen Chupacabra in 2010. So, and Tombstone claimed that they shot a Thunderbird and had it hanging up on a barn wall. So, there's a lot of cryptoids that, they claim to be here. So, what I connected with two Bigfoot. One was in Tucson about 3-4 years ago. And he was just in a place that had a lot of nature spirits live there, and it was sort of tree area. And he didn't really talk. I just happened to look like, whoa, first time I met a Bigfoot. And I said hi, but he wasn't talking. I said, I'm not here to hurt you. And he knew it. And I just basically said hi and then left. And if people have already asked me, like, where was that? I'm going to go see. And I say, no, I'm not going to tell you. Because most people are looky-loos or out for sensation. These beings are highly evolved, interdimensional beings. I want to protect their privacy, so I will not share with people, where it's at. And I'll share really in tight with me and a good friend. Then I'm like, but you got to be on the same page. The other one was in South Dakota. when I was on a spiritual mission there 2 years ago. And it was at a big park out in nature, and they had high cliffs and a river, and it was a park for people. And I'm looking at it and go, whoa, a big circle, a portal on the side of this wall. And this Bigfoot was there, but this was a friendly, talkative one. And I went there twice, and we had great conversations. And he is a very high interdimensional being. And I could see through the portal, which is his entrance to his home. And it looked like going back in time to the dinosaur time, because I seen some of those ancient flying birds, through when I looked through that. And it was a very good experience, very neat. So, and the reason the researchers can't find them again, they're lower vibration, and they just want to try to kill them and make money in that. So again, these higher vibration beings can just go invisible because they're higher frequency, and the lower frequency beings can't see them. So that explains it. Okay, again, that's why Bigfoot, like say, they are very friendly, the ones I have met, and they're very evolved. They love the earth, and they want to be here because they love nature, and they're sort of bummed out with the way humans are treating the earth, of course, if you love nature. So, okay, another one was a thunderbird. When, 2013, I was in Spokane, Washington, and doing connecting with guidance, and all of a sudden I felt like a headband around my head, and I shapeshifted into this big, strong male energy, and it was Cochise. And Cochise said, "Would you please bring my sacred staff, go to Cochise stronghold and clear the land and the energy for my people?" And I said yes, and I drove down. And as I was driving down, this huge, it looks like a golden eagle, went with me and would put his claws and set on top of the car. And he was a very sacred bird and traveled with me all the way down and back. And I found out later that that's what the Northwest people, especially British Columbia, they call their sacred thunderbird. So that's that one. And at werewolves in Spokane Valley, I saw a family of werewolves very unexpectedly. The female was nice and friendly. We really didn't communicate, just looked at each other like, whoa, what's that? Like, they weren't expecting me and I wasn't expecting them, but hi. But he looked sort of like that guy. So it was a little freaky.
Yep.
No. And dragons, I know lots of people that connect with dragons, especially in Madeira Canyon in Green Valley. So as preparing to connect with these beings, that it's a multiple ways. Raise your vibration, is a big thing. And you can do it many ways. Meditation, shamanic journeying. Some people go in nature. Nature gets to our soul, that peace, and feel it, connect with nature. Sound and energy therapies, drumming works. And this is important. Positive inputs from TV, internet. What do you watch? What do you listen to? Really affects our energy field and raises or lowers our vibration. And to set your intuitive abilities, again, you have a clear, focused attention, and it's good to practice shifting your consciousness from like a 3D state to higher state of consciousness as quickly as possible. To when you meet these beings, then you can shift really quickly to be higher vibration for them. Practice with energy, put sacred space in your home, a sacred altar or crystals or whatever to raise your vibration, and to work with the highest energies. And this is important, trust yourself. If you get an intuitive hit of, you get a message or something, don't poo-poo it and go, oh, I couldn't have done that. Really start trusting yourself. The Spirit has told me many, many years ago, the more I trust, the more they'll give me. And that's worked out. That's the way it is. And be out of your analytical, left brain, analytical scientific mind, and be in the right brain, the intuitive ability where your intuition is. And I do have over there a sign-up sheet for a drum circle I have every third Sunday, and my business card. Plus, I have 3 different groups a month, metaphysical groups on all different topics. and I teach metaphysical classes down there. If you want to get on the list, I know it's a drive, but it's worth it. Um, and so there's my website and there's my cards. Any questions on this? Finally, yeah.
So for your shipping it, the mail order, or you're shipping it out the crate, this is decent direction.
Yeah, asking about when you shift, do you need guys for protection? I always constantly align with the highest divine light and energies. I just make it, that's my mantra, and I claim it. I claim it that I'm a, in pure white light. Yeah, it's very important. Yes. Yes.
But the Ohio serpent now, he was seen or how that better than how it should be.
With what?
People's astronomical asserts.
I guess not, because I never heard the word.
It's the serpent.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did, but that's funny that all the coils are aligned. The whole thing is aligned to astronomical, solstice, equinoxes, sun, moon, all that stuff. Like Stonehenge is, all these sacred sites around the planet. But that one particular thing, I don't know.
Also, you know the Vipassana, I will.
The Montana, I roughly heard about it, but I don't know anything in depth on that. Sorry, I don't. But yes.
Yeah, I had read through or this is that's a be okay, man. You know what? That's good. Okay. He said that on the rolling building as something like 3 or 5 underground or when the iron could solid ground of the so have battle like I can't put ground to the eye.
Yeah.
And so that next giant was black out the bringing able to never see when it's in for it sets that it's the church history of the ground that might totally what other as come.
Researching, there's a lot of information on the internet about giants around the world. It's so amazing, and America's got a lot. What I was shown particularly, I think that was impressing on me to be an active participant at that time and space, which actually transcended the old ancient time, and to realize that back then that the galactics and these hybrids were commonplace. They helped build this stuff. It wasn't these poor indigenous that just had baskets and sand.
Or sick that they were actually physically, but
Yes, because when I was there, I physically shape-shifted into it. Yeah, yes, bodies, yeah. They were there, and I was there. Then. Who else had a question? Yes.
When you're talking about the money that were taken away, like the oil bridge, like the metal oil, and like how money could get erased or
Well, that's why I say that you can research that at the put on YouTube. It was the scientists found coil that used to be there. It wasn't metal because they didn't use metal. They had sand, gravel, and different organic material in it. They used a device that would go along, and they could tell that pattern was there because that one video that I showed it shows what it was like, that they were able to tell, and you could see it.
Like we took it out, or
No one told me, so I can't assume anything. They didn't tell me. But what was cool about it is I was able to see and feel it, and then get collaboration later to verify that it was there. It was valid. So anybody else? Yes.
me. So I have a question. When it comes to sacred sites, is there something unique about the geography and the galactics say, let's go here? Or do the galactics make it unique? Are they flying and go, hey, here's a good place, let's put it here? Is it they're coming because there's something unique about the geography, or is it vice versa? They take a random spot, they make the geography unique.
It's a combination. The Serpent Mound is inside the 4-foot mile old crater, asteroid crater, which has specific metals there that are very unique around the planet. And a lot of other sacred sites have that same geological background. But other sites don't have that. They're just that, don't have it. Like mountains are just, any mountains can be very powerful and be very spiritual and sacred, and you can communicate with them. So I would say it's a combination of whatever is there, because a lot of indigenous people, like South America, Peruvian, the Mayans, the waters were sacred, and so it's not specifically just that, but it could be that is in that space, but in other spaces it was just the mountain or the water is sacred.
So we have like
Yeah.
Sedona, it's
Yeah.
universally identified as unique,
Yeah,
but there doesn't seem to be any unique geological things that are there. It's just maybe a combination of those things make it happen.
well, there's also spatial energy, and you also can make it with when you anchor in a portal. Like that's what I've anchored 6 portals going from the Tucson Mountains, making this spiral, Fibonacci spiral, down to the Madeira Canyon, where the last one is, and it's created a higher vibration of energy through those portals specifically, and the 4 galactic races of beings showed me where to put them and when to put them and to activate them. So it's a combination of all different variables of different sites. Yeah.
Perfect answer.
Yeah, and so I say the galactics are really here now. There's a lot more ships have been coming around the Green Valley area lately, and I'm connecting with them. And I asked, why, man, did you just, huge activity. And they said, because the time is right for this new activations to really be energized for the planet, because it's a tipping point. Humans have a choice. Which side are you taking? Do you want good or evil, positive or negative? And humans have to decide, because they will not do it for us. They will not, it's like humans, you got to grow up. We're giving you all these opportunities. We're anchoring higher vibrations, but you got to make the choice, and you really got to pull yourself up to the, that thing. So I hope I've been helpful, and you got my contact.
No, thank you.
So
Thank you so much. What do you appreciate that? Talking to people like you can. Beth, come on up. Just gotta say hi. Here, when you sign up, grab one of her business cards and such. We're gonna move over to wrapping here momentarily. But just giving us a minute. Again, thank you so much. That was excellent. It was.
well, good.
I love that. I love the Bigfoot stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
I have unique interests coming up. I'm happy to qualify you for.
Okay.
Dig. Got it.
I think that's the one thing. Sure, so you did me hard today. Sure. So I'm comparing. I was gonna say chocolate Tai Chi with your group and above my shoulder. Wasn't this amazing? I'm sitting there going, what? Really, there's that. I think what's no. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I was gonna get my seat screwed in there, but the fuck stuck out. That took out.
Down here. So the back of what you're listening for is there's so now it's on. So
So they're listening to it.
But we want to make sure that we're collecting some people that kind enough to join us if possible with the things that they like. So let me go ahead and put this on. And we are going to turn this over to our raffle master. You already have one. I will click one on here as well. Oh, great. There we go. I think that we have it.
All right.
Go ahead. And we have our raffle right here.
So there, lots of you bought tickets. They are $3 for one, 5 for two, 4 for 10, and 9 for 20. You've got dowsing stones, so you can ask your higher self all the questions you want. 2 of those. We've got some protection crystals. I know, I need a microphone.
You know what?
We have a base smudge.
You want to go up on the
Well,
mic?
I have to have it where
No,
I
I'll
can
do
see.
that. I can do that.
Okay, well, are you going to tell them what their
Oh, I
raffle
see what you're
tickets
saying.
are?
I see what you're saying.
We have a recorder for ghosts, a book by Dan Baldwin.
There we go. I
Oh,
think we got just enough.
don't let anyone trip.
Just enough. I'll be
Is
good.
anyone interested in any more raffle tickets? We've got a digital camera and we've got a recorder, a book, smudge, and you get first choice, first ticket.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, yeah. People just got it.
Once we draw the numbers,
Yep.
first number. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Katha.
Okay, well, that's all
All right.
right.
Perfect. Well, she's going to win, right? Because he was the last person that bought something.
So I also buy raffle tickets, so I don't want to pick them.
Okay. Connie, you want to just give a reach in there? Well, I'm gonna guard the cable here.
All right, ready? Everybody? Can you
Yep.
get a drum roll? And the winning number is 446.
446. And winner's right
Ah,
over
winner, winner, chicken
there.
dinner.
Were you like talking to her like you do it, you do it? Oh, come on. Be shy.
Okay, you have your choice of all
Yes.
these wonderful prizes.
I'm trying to guide you.
Oh, that was a good choice. All right. Next winner coming up is number 434.
Oh,
Yay!
434.
All right.
Chelsea!
Woohoo! What you gonna get? Got lots to choose from. It's just gonna get better and better.
Okay, so how much?
Dowsing.
Yes, they want to do this one.
Okay. Right? Right. She took one of the dowsing crystals.
All right.
And next winner, 453.
453.
Yay, Karen!
Look how different.
It's the glasses that made you lucky, right?
Decisions. Give her another. All right. Now, that was predictable. And our next winner is 428.
There you go. 428. Okay. Oh, right in front.
Yay! Woohoo! Congratulations. That's 1 out of 2.
Okay.
You choose from dowsing, protection stone, smudging, divination, and a digital camera.
Right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get.
The camera's super cool, by the way.
Okay, next winner is 452.
452.
Or suddenly.
Going.
Did she win?
Not again.
That's how, yeah. No.
Took a book from a page from my playbook.
And all those it is. No, I don't eat more stuff. I'm gonna use this.
There you go.
And we have 2 prizes left. So the next winner is 451.
451. No.
And she might shake it up.
Yeah, really.
I shook it up 4 times.
You know? Well, let's give it some. Shit. Yeah, you're my fun leader.
Oh, okay, you're next. All right, last raffle prize with these beautiful amethyst, tourmaline, and sand protection. 454.
454.
Oh, that you're so another.
Going once. Check your
All right.
numbers. 454.
Hey.
And Aaron. Yay.
Okay, now Ralph has another surprise for us.
Yes. So that gets a lamp.
Yes.
Yes.
So Ralph,
We're gonna do our little contest here.
can you guys hear him?
This I mean,
Ralph, grab hold of the mic for a second.
You got to come over here.
Yeah.
I can't stretch that far.
okay, so what we're gonna do is a visual psychic little contest.
Ooh.
The thing to do is to take a few slow, deep breaths, clear your mind, and attune your psychicness. And then after you're ready, write down on the paper your name and pick a number between 0 and 100, not including them. So, and whoever gets closest will get the first prize, the first choice of prize, and whoever gets closest second will get what's left.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let me get.
Borrow a pen.
Okay.
So don't go too far because you'll have to tell me the instructions again because I don't remember very well. So you're going to write your. So Ralph, just to be.
0 and 100.
So you're going to write your name on.
0 and 100.
You write your name on the piece of paper
Write your name
and write a number between 0 and a 100.
Not including 0 and 100.
Not including 0 or not including 100.
Okay.
I'm going to play with your team because I don't have a pen.
What do you want?
Okay. Do you have an extra piece of paper?
I don't have the.
Oh, hold on. I never get to play these games, so I'm playing now.
Oh, this is all.
Okay.
Look at this.
And a little piece of paper. We have one.
Well, go with fucking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I think you have to
Not, here's the right side.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
With us.
Yeah.
Left. Oh,
Got it. Okay. All right. Here you go, Ralph.
okay, Mark.
There you go. Okay.
All right. I can get this. Wrong, George. And
What's that?
let's start with these spot.
On the number?
It's a. It's over there. There. Oh, there you go.
My writing is very poor and my spelling is worse.
That hurts me.
Looks good now.
What?
Good. This is
Scavenger.
you better.
Okay, I think he's doing that.
I was talking. That's it.
And Ralph, is it okay if we continue with the announcements while you're doing that? Okay. I probably don't need this, but we're going to go ahead of time. What I wanted to do is take a couple minutes. We've got some announcements. So I wanted our technology mutiny. Here it is? Okay. Technology hates me. So I wanted to at least introduce the people that are part of the Tucson Paranormal Society leadership team. And we can start in the back corner with Aaron, right there. We also have our most esteemed book queen. And if you got 20 seconds, please talk about our wonderful, outstanding, spectacular book club.
I will go why the thing want to walk, but next bits. Wait up the wide. Look at this broad thing, but through that thing without really light. But
Yes.
you had experience with a very third, the great conversation, laughter, really west of the depth. Let's join us, which miracles you want, and we can both have fun, and then we can come back both.
That's right. If you don't come, we've invited you. Let's keep going around the room. We have Chelsea, who is our recent introduction here. She's our volunteer coordinator. So if you are clap for her because that's a hell of a hard job. So if you are interested in helping, one of the things we're really trying to do is lots of events, lots of things that we're going to be planning, all of which require many hands. And we always have the adage, many hands make light work. So Chelsea was kind enough to kind of step up. If you're interested in volunteering, we have lots of wonderful opportunities. You're not obligated to do anything. But what we do want you to do is take a look through kind of the things that we got, the inventory of the events we have. And if you want to, jump on board, and we'll give you opportunities to be kind of on the inside for a lot of the wonderful things that we're doing. Okay? If I miss anybody, please. Oh, yes, we're going to go right overhead. Can you talk a little bit about your group in the back as well? Yeah, no, please, absolutely.
Buy a jump rock, put your order, you know, and I can start my VG back.
Okay.
Build it, come, and you build your plastic here. I smell it. This knowledge of the actual tap and the pirate actor, and it's going to stay no more. And stuff.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We also have Karen Hill is one of our leaders as well. She's the MUFON representative for Tucson. She's not with us today, but they did have an event earlier today. If you're interested in that, that's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity as well. I missed something. Go ahead. I don't have my glasses on, so I know you're doing something, and I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I have to give Brianna the pitch, too. So she was another one that mistakenly made a suggestion. The rule of thumb is that if you make a suggestion, what I hear is you're volunteering to help. So anything you say, and she was kind enough to make the suggestion about helping us with the social media, which is a daunting, daunting task. So thank you so much, Brianna. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And I apologize not having my glasses. My vanity kicks in. We also have Gilbert. Gilbert is going to be our videographer for our staff videographer. So Gilbert, hand up. For anybody that's going to get any kind of videos or audio or anything like that, eventually it's going to find its way through Gilbert. We intend on any investigations we do, either the private ones we do or the public ones we do, the findings are going to be made available to everyone. So Gilbert, thank you so much for doing that. We come right back around, and then we have David over here. David Swift is not only our resident head of our ghost investigation team, which is likely going to be one of the more robust groups that we have. If you are interested, David, you want to kind of give them a nickel tour of what we got coming up?
First of all, it's not pick off the website back board. You would try to that's are the only one we have that wants it out.
Right. Right.
Well, it's even like one.
Yeah. Right. And the newsletter. So for those that get our newsletter, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it'll give you all the different ways that you can participate. So we have people that do research on the sites that we're looking at. Some of the people will physically be involved in the investigation. So if you're interested in helping in any way you're interested in helping, but we do have, in fact, tomorrow, although it's not open, do you want to share with them what we're doing tomorrow, what we got coming up?
One time we'd see, 1 second. We're only allowed to think about physical health. We'll be trying to get the guy that thought to tell we doctors that puppy did well. Well, not yet. For other very small that by things software. And we think that it's at old Tucson,
Right.
that they was supposed to be July.
Yep.
That far back.
Yep.
But we're constantly trying to grow up and what to do. But pretty much they flowed down the double winning hotel.
Right. Yep.
Vulture.
Vulture, yeah. Vulture Mines in Wickenburg.
But from our place, they can go to, but you know, it's trying to so we sign up the website and first be card and stuff.
Yep.
And we really like it. Yeah, I'm going to try it today. You're going to need cores. Those best need cores. September. Right all up and up. It's you know that's well. This is right. So this I think the idea is go because it's a off thing. They bought the farm stuff. Teach you how to build about how you bought it. What if it hurt the like open it.
Absolutely. Now, some of the other things that we're... Oh, yeah, good idea. Please talk about the magazine as well.
Okay, the back thing was like normally giving out summer, fall, and spring. You know, with the back of July, a lot of things, how it change, now doctors, so it's not to so the next issue will be something about all the children. That'll be the next. They'll be about what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, now, there are other participatory things that you can come. Yes, please. Oh, no, we're going to get to Michael. Yeah, we're not. He's the one. Well, we might as well make a segue right now. Michael was kind enough to take our shambles of technology and give some logical coherence to it. So when you see newsletters that are supposed to come out on Monday actually come out on Monday and have all the spelling correct and punctuation correct, and when you click on something, it actually goes to where it should, that's absolutely Michael. So thank you. I mean, if there's anybody who deserves a round of applause, it's absolutely you. It's interesting. Can you, off the top of your head, share some of our stats? Our growth online has been absolutely phenomenal, and it's 100% you.
Yeah. Our IT guys are very data driven. So our website right now is getting about 400 people a month. And you get it's seriously quite really look forward to that. Let bring you forget your website. You get your website, keep your and as far as HD this blind the ball pocket go. And that's something wow, thanks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And clearly it's because of everything that Michael has done. A couple of other things that are in the planning stage. Aaron is now working with Congress Hotel. We're looking right tentatively at October 7th as an opportunity. It's a Tuesday to do a seance at the Congress Hotel, of which will be open as we get details. We'll certainly share those. We've got our Bigfoot hunt. And that's why when you mentioned Bigfoot in the talk, it immediately got my attention. Right now we're scheduled. Do you want to share just kind of the sniglet version of that?
Yes, everything is still the sound. You don't have a date yet. But the idea is to get overnight and normal Friday night, but we are charging for you have got a big contact. But the hard finish, that's good. It's dropping pockets, training by you everything. I'll how to go there for the best news. You want next morning to the guys that yes, that people that getting a fire like they come up on Saturday, but then after somebody brought by if you are early you if you get eye doctor, if the 201 part do it there the best guy, Saturday will give you that night. And everybody will open say you how but you don't have things yet. Well, the outside, try to let floor. Yes, we refer to your eye. That tell me to have a good time. Or to have a purpose. Only once that if for that.
Right.
Most three. But both resources to be traded for. It's a bill to get a offer. If you later you're certified, and so that
Exactly. You'll get a special shirt. Interestingly enough, the one thing is, and I know there's a lot of comedy that goes along with it. There is a long history, surprisingly enough, of cryptid Bigfoot activity in the Catalina Mountains. We've just literally started, and when she mentioned about her experience in Tucson, I just got all warm and fuzzy because literally the feedback that we're giving and the research I'm doing shows it's there. One of our real hallmarks, however, is we've got a commercial grade thermal drone that will have the capacity to do 60 square miles of the Catalina Mountains, which is virtually untouched. If you look from Google Earth into the Catalina Mountains, less than 1% has people. And you're talking about something that's 30-something miles long, 8 miles wide. It's gigantic. If I was Bigfoot, I'd want to live there because there's nobody that ever goes there. So, again, we've got a lot of exciting things that are going to be happening. I strongly encourage you, if there's something you'd like to see us do, please share it with us. You know, most of the events that we've ever done is because somebody said, hey, it would be great if we could do this. Or maybe we can do this. So we absolutely look to try to provide any feedback, anything you'd like to do. We absolutely want to make sure that you do. Alan, go ahead. Alan's going to share with you something about the World UFO Group.
right.
Yeah.
Or follow on big.
Yes.
We talk about Bigfoot.
Yes.
If anybody is interested in replace UFO fields and let the gatekeeper
Yes.
contact your book.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
If the relays become
Yes.
to a phone of
Mm-hmm.
the in the we have any what's the digger. I don't want to that.
Right.
Yell. Yeah, as with chief investigator, the Yukon, it,
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, so for anyone who wasn't able to hear that very well, if you're interested in being a MUFON certified, so MUFON is the largest organization, clearinghouse of UFO activity on Earth. They're bigger than anyone. And we're blessed with having Karen Hill as one of our leaders. They're going to be doing some UFO training as a researcher with their staff. So if you're interested, please, you can reach out to us. We'll certainly communicate that as well. Do you want to go ahead a little bit about the World UFO Group here?
yeah, but instead, yeah, there,
Okay.
there, once a year,
Okay.
only by like only find inviting thing. Yet will work again. First UFO day was started back in 2005. I am research about the about uh uh right up the grand last for the from this 2001 conference 2010 we then over to a the put their for their organization there in that in the demo and brought by of a good side of it good um and that they for a another like further you know we're going to and they want to go that you want I did the
You made the mistake. Never ask.
if you're in you know I think they were like but anyway we're you know paid to has been growing since you know one and then it's you know recognized now worldwide it's
Yes.
and it's been publicized basically not only in the state but uh cities also like anyway getting back here on July the 2nd, which is a fun on dirt and do that. It everything program at the all the time where you got the reflection right one. Mm-hmm. Steamer had very point board and that afterwards we have people take the deed probably next war to deal at the with there were it one with child to go ahead outside and so I anyway there's one of the states before out the states where they is the implication of the culture for without for people over there get back up. If I really not
Sure.
right, because we but I look oh but was there I did and what anybody actually showed up to be there at Walker's that they get out limit of 60
Okay.
full truth
Right. First serve, right.
there they'll get the more weight more.
And is that information available on the library information as well?
The red
Okay.
yeah I mean also we missed it later
Okay.
would get yes
Right.
so that's it people that actually well, municipally join let's there they would get budget station, but it's
Excellent. And we like goodies.
well, there, it's well, it's in the market. I like the world that we die. Not good.
Bribe is a strong word.
So anyway, that's my spiel.
Thank you.
That's what.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Thank you so much, Alan. I appreciate that. Does anyone else have something, just announcement-wise? Yes. Do we have a winner, by the way?
And I mean, certified first blood, and everybody's the feedback.
Yeah, yes. Yes. Oh, no, we got people over here.
That's my team.
That's right. Well, give them their stuff so when I win, it doesn't look like we cheated. All right. Well, so while Ralph is recalculating now, yeah, go ahead, please. In the back corner.
Yes, yeah. The exact middle of the summer comes we start that.
Is it really? Honest to God. Then hopefully what I'm going to say is going to be good and not suck. So one of the things that has come out of recent conversations, we're calling inexpensive investigative tech. And what a lot of people, especially people that are interested in doing our ghost investigations, they said, well, I don't have a lot of money. I don't really know what to invest. I don't know what to get. You see a lot of things on television. It looks very sophisticated. And unfortunately, a lot of it is and carries a very high price tag. What we're going to do is invest about 5 minutes every session to pick something very simple. The person that grabbed the digital recorder, we're probably going to do that next month. That's right. You got that. She got that. But you were going to make her go up and get it. What I have in my hand is actually an EMF meter. And you'll hear that a lot. So anybody that watches any of the popular ghost hunting shows, when they see an EMF meter, they'll say tri-field meter. A lot of times it seems very expensive. It seems very difficult. I got this for $20, actually 19 something. An EMF meter, most ghost hunting technology is taken from something else and then utilized for ghost hunting investigation. So the digital recorder is just a recorder. However, your human ears only listen within a certain span. That's why when you hear a dog whistle, the dog hears it, but you don't. The digital recorder can pick that up. So that's why the digital recorder is valuable. We'll talk about that next month. The EMF meter stands for electromagnetic frequency. It is used by electricians to determine current. So you would go to a plug, you would see if the plug was live, you certainly don't want to touch it, and inadvertently shock yourself. It is believed, and I'll make no sweeping, it is believed that spirits operate in an electromagnetic way. And when you go into a room, so if this was active and I held it up to the light, you would see the meter go up. When you removed it from that, you would see the meter go down. Very simple. If I, however, set this at a place where there is no electromagnetic activity and it starts to act on its own, it is believed that that would be the presence of some kind of spirit, ghost, call it what you wish. But it's a very basic and very simple and very inexpensive tool that you can use. And when I use mine, even at my home, I will set it at a place where there's no reading. And I will ask questions and I will call people to it. And when the meter goes up, I believe that that's a result of that. So, again, very simple thing. You can get it very easily, very inexpensively.
Also, there's something called SLS. It's a good deal. Like those like that. And you go like and show their kid shows to your public.
Yes.
Right. And you go to SLS, we look at down.
Yes.
Frostly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's.
Yeah. Structured light sensor reacts to anomalies in the air and picks up what they believe to be stick figures of the apparitions and stuff. So we're going to bring very simple tech to you. Again, very inexpensive. It's worth a few minutes of your time. Go online, do a Google search for EMF meters. It'll tell you, some will tell you the connection that it has to ghost investigations. But for anyone who's going to be coming out with us, you're really going to want to develop your own inventory of tools and really, really learn how to use them. This has temperature controls. It has radiation capacity. It certainly has the electromagnetic frequency capacity as well. So again, very, very simple tool, and I got in for less than a minute. Ralph, you have it.
Related to that, I find that this is a 9-minute video of the mysteries that Brett operate. Where that video actually shows an active live portal of Reddit program and things coming in out of the portal and going back in. So you really got to see that video Okay. Now about process. Roll. Roll.
Oh,
Roll.
right there, the pink.
What's your number 66?
No, probably what? I think it's
Feel like walk.
George Carlton. Six foot. One's got
What?
with tiny salts. Wow. What's for us? So, the back, I got that. What the hell?
Hey!
She's going to go, but you would go and get a winner, but you like, and if you see what,
Yes!
or you can spending multi-colored light.
Go for the teapot.
Come get the ground.
Go for the teapot.
I'll be in ceiling. I don't feel say, I've seen, okay, you want for 7 4? We want number 2. And you get whatever price she went up there.
Yay for Michael.
So all these.
Excellent. Mike, I'm going to give this back to you. In our last few moments, because we usually close up around 8, certainly it's a perfect opportunity to speak amongst yourselves, share experiences. It's an absolute privilege to do this, and we hope that you join us frequently.